Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today we're looking at the Droid Starfighters. These are the first version of the Droid Starfighters. These aren't the Tri-Fighters. It's interesting how they come in their package. One of the things I didn't realize when I picked them up, because I just said to myself, hey, it'd be kind of cool depending on what era we do our gaming in or whatever else. Um, Having these in here are kind of nice because you have set pieces for like doing a role playing games. They're kind of nice to throw up on a shelf and all that as well. For those that like to have dioramas and all that stuff, these do work out pretty good. Looking at them just briefly, and we'll kind of go over some of this. Now, when I ordered these off of Amazon, I had gotten two Series 7 little booster packs. So we have a Barca speeder with a clone trooper, and we have another kind of just general speeder bike with somebody on here. I don't know if that's going to be, say, a New Republic officer or something. But either way, it's kind of nice getting some extra vehicles and all that stuff in here. So, first of all, let me kind of mention when you get these out of the package, um, you're going to have it with these wings on here. Now, I do have them extended, so you do get to see the blaster cannons inside there. The head does pop up, so you can look around, which is one of the things that they did in the movie. Underneath, we actually have a spot for our droid because it does come with B1 droids. So we do have a spot for the B1 droid to be in. Uh, if you want to say the B1 droid is piloting it, or however you want to consider that. Although the whole thing is these are their own droid themselves. Um, as far as for walking goes, these do close up. Like I said, I extended them out. I'll close one. It doesn't snap. Of course, these are brand new, so just keep this with you know that frame of thought in mind. They do open a little on the stiff side here. Okay, um, trying to get them to open. Don't want to try and overdo it. And it feels like this side is. It's almost like it's the same on both, but it's open. It just looks like the weapons are a little off. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Um, there's not much to this. This is a very simple ship, simple droid. But when we wanted to walk, instead of being able to move these, we actually have a different set of legs that go on. So we do actually have this is the left two, so this is the second set of legs, this is the left side. So we do have these legs in there, and we actually take them off, and we will put the legs on. It didn't come off all that hard. It's a little wiggle here, and then we finally get them on. So they're set up only to go on one way, I believe. That's why they're labeled the way that they are. And then we get to have it walk around. So it's kind of nice. We don't have all the being able to move the legs in or anything else like they've done with some of their metallic series in the past. This is trying to keep everything roughly to the same scale. I think this works out pretty good. These are supposed to be small fighters. I think they're only supposed to be, say, 3 meters long. And I think we're getting, well, no, that's definitely longer than 3 meters. Um, I know they're listed as being very small. And depending on what source you're getting them from, because I've gotten, like, in role playing game terms, the length and the scale is always changing depending on who's doing it. They're small, they're compact, they're interesting. The fact that George Lucas had given us an army of robots, which could be taken in different ways, because we can think of Transformers, but here in Star Wars, here we have an army of robots that are not always the brightest, um, and yet at times, even with some of these droids not being very smart, they have that capacity to have growth. So I think that's one of the things that he's always put into his universe that has always been interesting. when we look at 3PO and we look at R2, how much growth and humanity that they show in themselves in the series. So, um, it's always wonderful, and I think that's why I've always been attracted to having like the droids in Star Wars, because of what George Lucas has shown us with the droids, even with Red Five, uh, where it kind of self-destructed in order to let R2 stay with 3PO in what is now Episode 4, A New Hope. Um, it's just an amazing thing here. These work out pretty good as far as ships go. I think keep them to scale with everything else. That's going to work out really well. Just keeping it with the speeder bike. I mean, yeah, we're less than 2 speeder bikes. Um, I know, I don't know what videos you guys have watched. I do have a ship that I do really like the design of the ship, and it is a separatist ship, and it's actually meant to have a bunch of these, and they hang from racks. Now, I don't know how we would actually do that to have these hanging from racks up above, but that's how these are supposed to actually go. I think we actually do see this in episode 3, where they're kind of hanging up when Obi-Wan and Anakin are actually on board one of the separatist ships. The droid starfighters are just kind of hanging there. The Vulture droids, that's what they're calling them here. Um, you know, it's an interesting concept of how they can be stored and everything else. They're small. They do their job. They're not the best on their own, but when they're in great groups, they do a very good job. Same thing, same tactic really comes into hand with the TIE fighter later on. So, with that, that's all we really have here today. Thanks for stopping by. It's always wonderful having you here. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.